Good soldiers follow orders.
Hey guys, quick intro to talk to you about the video you're about to watch. This was originally part of the podcast that we filmed a couple of days ago, episode 4. If you watch the video on YouTube and you look at the table of contents, there is a subheading, Health of the Game. This discussion was really good, but we decided to edit out of the original podcast, the long form that we posted already. A lot of discussion is obviously about the health of the game, but community building, our struggles to build the community, the challenges, the feedback they want from the community, and a lot of it is surrounding our experience and the Sydney community and the health of the game, as well as the Australian community building. We just weren't sure if this would resonate with all of our audience, considering we have a lot of international audience. So we decided to edit it out, post it as a separate thing. We think it's a really good discussion, and we'd love your feedback underneath the video, whether it's through our Discord or through the YouTube comments. Enjoy the watch, and as always, good soldiers for orders.
Sometimes just removal is good.
Yeah.
Talk about the health of the game a little bit. Clint, you linked here a Reddit post, which I'm proud of you. You went on Reddit. This is nice. Usually, I'm the one who manages the community side, the Reddit side of the community, I should say.
Dude, I'm showing my millennial age. Even though Reddit is a millennial thing, but I think it's been taken over by the Gen Zers.
I've also read a couple of posts on Reddit lately about people also thinking, hey, I've been playing Lorcana, for example, and I've been thinking about playing Star Wars, like, what's the game like, right? Or somebody saying, well, I've been struggling to find games in my city, like, how is it in yours? And the result in the comments is usually very positive. Like, it's a bit of a confirmation bias, right? Because people that have a community to defend and think that the game is doing really good are going to comment, right? People that they live in areas where the game is not doing good are probably not even reading the post because they're not even on the forum. So it's a bit, you have to be careful how you read that. But the game seems to be doing relatively well, I think, around the world. I think we're gonna see at the sectors how many people go. I think the pricing at the upcoming tournaments is really amazing. So I think that will get a lot of people to go there. We've actually been talking about this recently. I guess we can talk about the challenges because Clint and I and TV had a discussion literally Tuesday, Wednesday, because it's tricky, it's tough. Like from a local scene point of view, obviously we are actors of the community because we try to organize a lot of things and we try to push a lot of things, local, national. Whether it's through our events or helping FFG and VR organize some of their stuff as well. Like we really behind the community from an organization point of view because we want it to grow. We want events to get better and better. So yeah, we firsthand we experience these challenges, but it's tricky. Like I think also we see it as our baby in a way. Like we put a lot of time and effort into it, and so we get hit a bit harder than a lot of the more casual players or even some of the regulars. For them, like just not showing up is fine. It's like, oh, I won't come to an event or I won't come to a local or something like that. For them, it's on. I'll just go to the next one. And for us, obviously, because we put so much effort into organizing things. Okay, well, I need that many packs. I need to do it at this location. Okay, this store wants to get in. Okay, should we try to help them? What are they location-wise? There's already this store in that area. Is that going to work? Like, there's so many things to think about. It's not as simple as thinking, oh, well, we're just going to add the game to this store because then maybe dilutes the community at another store. So there's a lot of things that come into play when it comes to trying to grow the community. And yeah, it's been a little challenging, to be honest with you.
And I think one of the things obviously that we've done, and I mean we talk about the efforts in tournament organization, like it, and I know no one thinks these tournaments just happen. There's a lot of planning, a lot of expense. Like as much as we had fun running the Baddest Batch 2K, leading into the PQ, I don't think any of us would ever say that it wasn't awesome. We loved it. We had the best time.
We'll do it again 10 out of 10.
Do it again. I mean, and look, we're planning the 1K next week. We've got the 2K coming up at the start of May because we love doing this. But at the same time, the Baddest Batch 2K, like that cost us money. We didn't come out ahead. Like it cost us money out of our pockets, and we're doing it because we love this game. The community's awesome, and I think the thing when we first talked about it was, what is this missing? And we knew that it was missing events. Like, we were struggling, there wasn't any big things coming up for us. And a lot of that is the youth of the game. It's only just clicked over a year old, and it competes with things like Magic and Pokemon and whatever the other ones are nowadays. Like, not Lorcana, because Clint doesn't like that one. But yeah, we put efforts into tournament organization, and our ones are community ones. The other big one is Onyx, and going to the Onyx one, Clint and I went to that one last year. Tibo, you missed out, and it's on you, buddy. But it was a great event. I had a lot of fun at the Onyx event. 10 out of 10. We'll travel to the next one as well.
Yeah, we're all booked in already. We're going.
Booked in, got our accommodation. We're ready to go. But chatting about it, there's pressures to it. And I mean, we sit there, and I mean, I'm the worst because I've got the app and all the login stuff for our ticket sales. And like, we're trying to plan, all right, we think we might get this many people, and we've got to buy, prize support for these things. We've had this conversation with Rob in the Discord. Like, sometimes you sit there a bit nervous, like, oh, are we going to get the ticket sales? Not because, we're trying to, drum up revenue. It's because we want to make sure that the event is actually good. It's well stocked and prized, because I guess the key deficit for us is that we aren't a store. Like, this isn't just another game that we've added to our sort of portfolio. We're not also running Magic nights and Yu-Gi-Oh nights and One Piece nights. Like, this is the game that we're all in on this. I can't look at another game, my brain will melt. So there's risks to us doing it, and we do it because we love it. And I think what we probably need to talk about more is, what those efforts are, but also take on board what people want from them to make sure that they are a success. Because we do what we think is going to work, and we look at the 2K. I don't think any of us disagree that it was a success by our standards. But we need to make sure that it's appealing to everyone, so that we can continue to get those numbers and grow on those numbers. Is, I guess, the important aspect is game growth, not just great game stagnation. And I think that Reddit post, because I'm not a Reddit person either. I'm very much with Clint. I don't go to Reddit if I don't have to. But I think the interesting point is, and I think we look at it a lot, is SWU feels like a middle-aged man game. Like, it kind of feels like a lot of the demographic is, late 20s to early 40s.
I mean,
we're just playing our game.
I'm 30, and I'm very, very often the youngest one. Very often.
So
yeah, you're also only just 30. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is an interesting point, because I think even before I read this post, it was a comment that I made, and people that are, more around mine and Tivy's age, because there's, a 10-year age gap between Tibo and me.
Yeah.
And people
baby.
more around, the baby of the group. Most people who are, 40 have a lot more responsibilities than people in their 20s or early 30s. They've got kids, they've got a mortgage, they're juggling all this different sort of stuff. I'm in I don't want to say privileged position, but I'm in a position where, like, I don't have children. I live by myself, so I have a lot of free time that I can just go, hey, I can go to a game store 3 times a week if I wanted to, because I don't really have to report back into my partner. She doesn't live with me. So, like, I can just go do what I want, really. And sometimes I forget that other people aren't in that same position as me at my age.
Yep.
And they don't have the flexibility that I have. Tivy, you're kind of in a similar position, like, with your family situation. Like, no, like, you
I have
have
4
your kids.
children, but it's a blended family and separated from
Mm.
our original partners with our parents. So, like, I don't have my kids all the time.
Exactly.
So I have those portions, and I think we
Protect
talked about
yourself,
it
kids.
The
Avoid
showdown,
watch TV.
the showdown season of last set
Yeah.
was busy for me because of kids stuff, so
Yeah.
I couldn't go to many of them.
But what we need to do is we want to reach out to the community and ask you, what do you need from us or from people who are trying to, or from your local game stores
Mhm.
to help you play the game?
Yeah.
Basically, this is not a
Oh.
Game of Thrones shame.
No.
This is we want to help people play the game.
Yeah, and
That's what we want.
we're not looking
Like-
for people to be like, oh, I feel sorry for these guys. They're running events out of
Yeah.
their pockets. No. Like we love what we do, and we're gonna keep doing it. And
100%.
we just need to, and even if it's like from a tournament structure point of view, tournament pricing, look, like, to be honest, I feel like the events are going okay. I think where we need the most help is from a weekly event point of view. Not help,
Yes.
but where we need the most feedback, because I think that's where there is the most improvements to be done, right? Even if it's like, oh, well, I think a Twin Suns format will be great to draw in more Magic players because they all play Commander and Twin Suns
Sure.
is just strictly better. Even if it's things like that, like, we know enough players, we know enough stores, and stores respect us enough that if we say, hey, you should do that on that night, they'll be like, okay, let me see what I can do. Like, stores are really like looking to onboard like Star Wars Unlimited. Like I'll take HR as a prime example. Like, they will accommodate the accommodators for content creation. They really listen when we say, hey, you should do this format, you should order this product and this product, like, these are gonna sell. And
shout out to Adam, because he does. He like
does.
most of the times he opens up early for us
Yeah.
to come in, record our games so that we can get the
Mhm.
content up. Like, and it's perfect. He takes on board our feedback and what we think is going to be good for,
Steel Cities does the same thing. Like, they're really good
Steel
about
City,
community
100%.
feedback. Yeah.
Like, we talked about it, last set, like Clint said at the start of the recording, we had a lot of draft, and it's my favorite format. I fucking love draft. I would play draft till the end of time. But I also kind of just got to the end of the set, and we were talking about constructed and getting into showdowns. I had no idea what to even do. I couldn't even settle on a deck because we didn't get a nice, healthy balance of game formats. And I think that, the stores have taken that on now,
Yeah.
and we're alternating each week, and it feels good. Like, it feels good to engage. It feels good to get that feedback from the community. And I think the one, like, if any listeners take this away, just speak up. Tell us what you want to
Yeah.
tell us. Tell your store on it. If you want help, chatting to people, we've got a lot of relationships now. Having started this, like, just talk to people and see what you can do to get this working, and talk about your own circumstances. If, like, we've got people at Steel City who have said, if we've got Tuesday nights, and people have said if it moves off Tuesday nights, I probably can't make the game anymore. So we'll make sure that Tuesday nights stays the night for SWU in Steel City, to make sure that everyone can play, because we want this game to succeed. We don't want I want to trigger Clint's PTSD, but we don't want another Destiny.
Yeah.
We talk about FFG, about how they make awesome games. Do they support it later? Debatable, questionable. We could have an argument about it forever. We shouldn't, though. But this game's awesome. I don't even never been a card player before this game, and I love this game. And I know, if you're listening to this, you probably do too, because it's only so much shit talking from us that you could listen to if you weren't partaking in the game that we're talking about.
Speaking
And I think we need to shout out the SWU Victoria guys, because
Yeah.
they do an awesome job
Down there,
of bringing their community together.
Mhm.
I'm not super active on their Discord, but every time I look at it, like once every 2 or 3 days, there's always a million messages
Yep.
of people trying to get engaged. But then, looking through their
Engage with
events
the game.
that they have,
Yeah.
just to gauge like what their interest levels are in the game down in Victoria. They're getting 6 to 8 players, on a local night.
Yeah.
And I would probably say that they're probably in a similar situation to us, where geographically they're quite spread out as well, with the stores. And so at HR we get, 6, anywhere
6
between
to
6
8.
and 10.
Yeah,
6 and 10, I'd
Yeah.
probably say. But the other stores I don't think are really getting there. I can't really say, again, I can't speak for Western Sydney and what their sort of attendance
Like
is
mega
like,
games.
if anyone is listening, please let us know. So, and let us know if we can help out in any way. Over in Perth, there's 2 stores that run it, I think. Beskar and I think is it Elemental Magic or Eternal Magic or something like that. They both run SWU.
Yeah.
I think Beskar gets the larger portion of it. Might be just a timing thing. Not too sure. Brisbane is knocking it out of the park, I think.
Yeah, Vault does a good
Vault
job there.
Games.
Yeah.
I think they have quite a good established player base.
I think they have an event coming up, actually.
Yeah, but I think Brisbane is a little bit more concentrated with their player base as well.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Melbourne, some stores have a bit more of a concentrated player base in the central. And this is not a shit on Good Games podcast, but the feedback that we've had for a lot, well, not a lot, but some of the Good Game stores, excluding Top Ride, is that they don't do jack shit. Basically, they shove them in a room.
I don't know that we can exclude GG Top Ride because at the end of the day it runs because Tim does a phenomenal job there. Again, I can understand that GG from a business point of view, they're like, oh, we're just gonna sell games and it's gonna be fine, right? Like, it's tough because like I think that the lack of TCG knowledge from their employees hurts them a lot. Like a lot of times our experience is whenever we go there for a tournament, for a release, for anything, a lot of times it's like, oh, I don't know where's the stock, and promos, I don't think we have any, right? We have to have them dig. We say like, no man, like you should have, it's a showdown. You should have showdown promos, and they gotta look for the showdowns. Oh, I don't know. Let me ask someone. They always have to ask someone, so it takes 20 minutes to get a promo. It's like, oh, you guys get 1 pack today. We're like, oh man, we just paid like $15. Like I think we usually get 2. Oh, I don't know. Let me check. That's, to me, that's the drawback. Is why I don't love going to some of these bigger brand stores. They're just not close enough to the community. They don't know the game enough. Like, to be honest, we go to HR and we talk about HR a lot because we go there a lot. Adam plays the game and loves the game. Like, like he cracked some carbonized with us the other day. Like he loves the game. And from a player point of view, sorry to cut you off, but from a player point of view, like this feels amazing. Like you feel, listen to whenever I said, hey man, I need a couple of deck boxes. Can you order me this and this? Yep, cool. I got it. 2 clicks. It's done. It's coming the next week. Like he knows what the stuff is. He knows what the product is. Like that's what I expect from a store owner. That's just my thing.
Yeah. It's the same at Steel City with Dan. Like on a Tuesday night, we get there. He's exactly the same. And he like, if we've got an uneven draft, there's 7 of us. He's sitting in. He's drafting.
He's ready to go.
He's playing games and cracking packs with the boys and talking shit. And you're right. Like it's kind of that it's that I don't get anti-corporate, but like it is like going into this owned, it's owned by some of the guys, and they've done this to create an awesome community, and it does. And I know we get that experience and we get that feeling. It's why we go to those places because we love them. Like, we go to, we talk about out west. Like I go to Hall of Heroes in Campbelltown because I like going there. The vibe is cool. The vibe is chill. The events that get run at Mega Games, they're awesome because those, Ellen and Malloy, they care about creating good experiences. Even if they're not heavily involved in the game, they care about those good experiences. And it just, I know, like the showdown in Canberra that was run by GG's, and again, not a GG shit talking post.
Should be.
And the showdown at the could be the showdown at where did we go?
Oh, Town Hall.
No, not Town Hall. Town Hall.
Joke. Joke.
Like and like we're at the end of the night, we're all tired, and it's just like I don't know where any of the stuff is, and it's like part of me I almost wanted to say, why wasn't this ready? You knew we were here. Like,
well,
set this up.
They knew yes and no. Like we show up and they're like, "There's no event today. There's a showdown. What's that? I don't think we have one today. You literally have a Facebook event."
It feels like a lot of that wouldn't have happened if James wasn't there.
James also
driving and pushing that along. Like there doesn't seem to be that connect back with the push that the community's getting, and could be an indictment on them. Could not be.
Go clear.
The thing with that particular, I know we've talked about this for way longer than we probably intended to.
We're passionate,
but this just to kind of bring it back and round it out. I'm of the opinion that we've got way too many stores and the player base is spread out way too much in Sydney, and Sydney specifically. But also, I realize things like I would love the guys in Town Hall to come join us, but also they all work in the city, so they're going to go to the game store
convenient for
that's in
them,
the
yeah.
city. It's more convenient for them. Whether they have a better experience or not is a different story.
Probably not.
We're not there. Nah.
Again, and we've been running draft at Wayward Brewing in Camperdown on Tuesday nights, but I'm at the point where I'm actually going to have to cancel that moving forward because
Just don't get enough.
we just don't have the players coming on the Tuesday night. Now, that could be that Tuesday's no longer convenient for a lot of people.
Yep.
Maybe Wednesday's a better night for people, but because we're running that, and it is out of a store, but it's not out of a store.
It's dope, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's dope.
It's still a little bit difficult to manage, and when we're not getting consistent people for a draft, like less than 6, it doesn't really work.
It's not worth the hassle of, okay, am I gonna get enough players?
Now,
like, like I
I'm
know
gonna sorry, I'm just gonna interrupt. I'm gonna correct Clint on keep saying we. It's all you, Clint. Like
Okay.
you're organizing all of it for starters. And I think that's the point, right? Like you're organizing this for the sake of a community that's not participating in it as much, and that's kind of why we want this conversation to happen. Is we want people to say, like, if 5 or 6 people went to you and said, Tuesdays don't work for me, Wednesdays are good.
Yeah,
that's a beneficial conversation to have.
And again, this isn't to shame people into coming or gaslight people into coming. I know we joke about, we're going to bully and gaslight people into coming to our events. That's not what it's about. It's not working on a Tuesday night. It's not working on a Tuesday night.
Yeah,
that's it.
But it's just not working.
I'll be selfish. If you can start on a Wednesday night, I'll start coming up because Tuesdays.
Well, look,
night. That'd be awesome.
We'll see. Let's not make any plans. We'll see what the community.
No. But I'm just saying, like, that's the kind of conversations that people and we need have, and we've had to have.
And we want
to make
people.
those things work.
We want people to jump in the Discord, give us their ideas.
Or do the comments in the video as well.
Or the comments in the videos, give us their ideas. What can we do to make it easier for you to play this game? That's our goal. It's not to shame you or anything like that. Everyone has a different, set of circumstances. People have got new babies, and they only realize they can come out an hour before the event starts. Someone who might come, they might work late all the time, like their boss is on their ass all the time, and they can't make it all the time because they have to work overtime. We get it.
We've also had a couple of players like drop, which it doesn't sound like a lot, like 2 or 3 players over the community, but it does, it does impact it. Like, because maybe this one player, they have a friend that comes with them all the time, and all of a sudden their friend's like, oh, maybe I'm not going to go as much. And so that's maybe you're losing, instead of 1, you're losing 3.
It does impact it when it's only 8 to 10 people and then 3 or 4 people drop off or something. Again, that's not to shame people.
No.
It's life circumstances. It is what it is.
That's the lens that we're always going to look at it through, is because we're like, and I think, I know people know this, but sometimes you got to consciously bring it to, the focus of the conversation. We don't do this because we make money from this. We're not a store who's capitalizing on selling packs and selling events. We are selling an event, but we're not making any money on this event. We're just trying to put more into pricing. Like, if this 1K doesn't sell out, we're just going to scale the pricing to match what the ticket is. We're not taking any portion of this away. We just want the community to grow. The win we get is not financial. The win we get is the game that we love continues to grow, continues to prosper. We get to keep playing it. It doesn't stop selling, which means that corporate entities like FFG don't stop selling it at that higher level that we can then participate in it. And also for people who are active in the community. It's not like, I always come from a miniatures perspective where cardboard is a lot cheaper than miniatures.
Amen.
But, it's a pretty heavy time and money investment, especially if you buy too many carbonite boxes. You want the game to keep going. You don't want, your cardboard in a year's time to just be worthless because the game's dead. You want it to keep growing. The only way you do that is by being active in the community. And you don't need to go and start up a podcast and call yourselves the Baddest Batch to make that happen. You just have to, talk.
Come to your local.
Talk to your local. Tell us, what's happening. What you want to happen at a weekly play level, and if we can make it happen, I drive to Sydney every Monday to play games with the boys.
Lastly, I think because we spent a lot of time speaking about this already, but FFG, because it's on our slide, FFG and VR, like it's, I think support needs to. Again, I might be on my own here, but I think we need a little bit more support from the bigger entities, the bigger actors of this game. Again, we're willing to do a lot of the work in terms of promotion and marketing and event organizing and community building. We just need a little bit more support. Again, it doesn't even have to be financial. We don't necessarily need money. It's just whether it's help with pricing, help with giving us insight on when the best time to organize an event is, so we can get the most people, things like that. We worked together on the last 2K, and that was great. I think that was a very successful event. So that was great from that aspect. We just need more of that, I think. Basically, it's a help me help you situation in my mind. I think that's just.
And we compare it a lot to other games.
Yeah.
But like those games are super mature. We're not naive to go, this game's only a year old.
Yeah.
They're going to be a little bit more hesitant. They're not throwing air fryers at people like I think Yu-Gi-Oh!
Maybe we should.
Look, I'm telling you, we talked about this, but I think for the 2K,
We got to get one of those helmets.
Oh, we get it. We
Everyone-
are okay. Spoil. Yes, we
Let's
are.
confirm it.
We're getting a Black Series helmet for the 2K as a lucky door prize. You'll most likely be a pilot to fit the thematic. But yes, we will be getting a Black Series helmet, and people that come to the 1K will get a little extra entry into the pricing. I'll say it now. We've talked about it for a while. Let's make it official now.
Yep.
So yeah, Black Series helmet.
Come to the 1K, you get an extra entry into the lucky door prize
Yeah.
if you also come to the 2K. Hashtag worth it.
And just to round this off, sorry,
You're fine.
if you haven't brought a ticket yet, just tell us you have it, but you plan on coming.
please.
Please do, please. That's all
Like,
we ask.
it's fine. It's just so we have a rough number or a rough idea of how many people to cater for. That's all.
It's things like a judge. It's things like tables. It's things like everything set up. It's
We're
time.
not a games. We're not a game store. Like, we can't just do things on the fly. We have to prep for it. So if you haven't brought a ticket but you plan on coming, and you're not going to buy your ticket till the day before. That's cool. Like, that might be when
So
payday
why?
is. No problem. But just let us know.
Okay.
Like that's all.
Absolutely, because like you're right. We're not a store. We actually we have to pay for the venue,
Mhm.
so we need to know what sort of venue size we need and
Yeah.
things like that. It just helps us. Again, we get it. We get life, right? Like sometimes you don't have the extra $50 just to chuck at a thing that's 2 months into the future.